Welcome, Canada, to this edition of Canada Games TV Today. I'm Philippe Baudry, standing here at the Otway Nordic Centre, and it's such a splendid day here in Prince George. Wow! First off, these games couldn't happen without government support, and our reporter, Victoria Levy, has a story for you.
The Canada Games are an opportunity for Canadian youth to do what they do best, play their hearts out.
Multi-sport games at this age group, it's the only one in the world. And it gives every athlete the ability to see how they interact. They get really proud of their teams that they're working for, representing the provinces, and they also are very positive about what happens. I think the interesting thing is a number of them will say, okay, I still want to stay in sport, and now I want to go further.
The opportunity to play at the Games means something different to each competitor. For Sydney Irvine, a ringette player who's competing on home ice, it's about being part of a team.
You know, we've been together for about 8, 10 months now together as a team, as named Team BC, and just growing together as a team has been really great. With like camps and tournaments and stuff, we've really gelled together as a really great team.
This theme of teamwork is something the city of Prince George tries to instill in all of its youth.
You know, for me, it was about team building, about leadership. Whenever you're with a group in a team sport atmosphere, you learn about leadership. You learn about getting along with, you know, your fellow players and teammates.
However, encouraging young athletes certainly isn't unique to this host city.
Right across the country, I think you're seeing communities and cities that are really focusing on making sure that there are sporting facilities available to the citizens of their community, which is really important.
For wheelchair basketball player Zach Medell, these games are about the pride he felt when he was selected to carry the flag for Team Alberta at the opening ceremony.
That was a huge honor being able to lead the whole province behind me coming into the stadium. We were the first ones into the stadium, so it was a bit of a shocker. Everybody started cheering as soon as the athletes were walking in, and really just a breathtaking experience.
This is Medell's second Canada Games. He's also a Paralympian. 2.5 years ago, he was in London and won a silver medal. Now, returning to the Games is like coming home. For many athletes, sport is about community. And learning to be a part of a community is a skill that will serve them well in the future.
Sport is something that creates healthy communities. Sports is something that unites communities. And we see that all around the country. When our Olympians, Paralympians walk into anywhere, any community hall, any school, any function, these kids get inspired. These athletes are great role models. And that's why Government of Canada is very committed to sport in our country. This is something that unites community, that's something that creates healthy communities, and very, very committed to sport in our country.
For all of the participants, it's about getting out there and doing what they came here to do. And that certainly rings true for this biathlete.
Probably racing, because it's really fun, and this course is really fun because it's really uphill and downhill, so yeah.
For each competitor at the Games, the fun is in the challenge. And regardless of the outcome, the competition at the Canada Games creates bonds amongst teammates that will last a lifetime.
Sport really brings people together. It is an opportunity, to share our cultures and to share our ideas and to just share our enthusiasm for sport. And a little competition is good. It's a great thing to strive for. But at the end of the day, when you see everyone in the in the room that are celebrating each other's successes and cheering each other on, I think that's a true Canadianism as well.
It's this theme of togetherness that drew Canada Games alumni Kelsey Sirois to this year's competition. For her, these games are about returning to her roots.
Yeah, being the team captain for Team BC is really special for me. I competed in Canada Winter Games in 2007. And so it's just an honor to come back here and kind of relive the Canada Winter Games experience.
Sirois, who is now an Olympian, credits the Games for how far she has come. And for Canada's Olympians of tomorrow, it's their start at these games that will put them on the track for a successful future. Victoria Levy, Canada Games TV, Today.
We're now ready to take a break. Stay tuned for another hilarious interview by Daniel Stevens.
There is an ancient rhythm that flows through all things, through rocky spires and ocean's swell, the endless stillness of green, and in the restless depths of human hearts, the voice of the wild within.
The way I took it was that it was kind of like a hole in my heart. Like the doctors told me, at first they told me, oh, this is normal for athletes. And then they looked back into it and was like, okay, well, we need to do like an EP study and an ablation.
It was tough. It was hard. And for me, it was, yeah.
Definitely one of my biggest setbacks for me.
Welcome back. Gymnastics is such a hard sport that needs agility and strength. Our reporter, Daniel Stevens, has none of it. But let's just see how he made it through.
Okay, hi and welcome. We're here with the Tinder brothers, CEO, CFO, and creator of the popular social media app. Now, how did you guys think up of Tinder? Like, do you swipe left or swipe right?
We're not. Me and Jesse aren't on Tinder. Why?
You're not. I thought you were the Tinder. You guys didn't create Tyndall.
Tyndall.
Oh. Tyndall.
TYN.
You guys didn't create the app? No? How many times my producer has sent me on? Okay. Gymnastics. You guys do gymnastics. Okay. What is artistic gymnastics?
It's kind of a tough question. It has a lot of. It's a bunch of different things put together, kind of thing. Strength.
Like a sandwich.
True.
Okay.
You got all different components you need.
Lettuce.
Sandwich.
Tomato.
Right. Exactly.
What is the ham?
Meat.
Of the
Strength. And dedication.
If this is artistic gymnastics, would you guys say you're artists?
Somewhat, yeah. In a way, yeah.
Okay. Is your art worth more after you're dead?
I'd hope so. Yeah.
Sorry, this is a list of very serious questions my producer has come up with, even though I thought I was doing Tinder. Have other artists confronted you about stealing their material?
No.
No?
No. We haven't made it to that level yet, I don't think.
Okay. When the person who invented the somersault, did everyone just stand back and say, how am I going to top that?
Someone did it backwards.
Someone did it backwards. They changed the game. Are you guys turning the somersault on its head?
Hopefully one day. The things now the guys are doing, it's unbelievable. It's like unthinkable.
Right.
To be the best, you got to top that.
Right.
And so.
Like a log roll. Right. I'm online. Pretty good at that. Got that one down. So swiping left, oh, I'm sorry, this is still Tinder. Did the cartwheels come from the Egyptians? Did they invent the wheel and said, let's put a human in there? Let's do it.
That could be it, definitely.
Yeah?
It's possible.
With all these bars and jumping up and down, all that jazz, how many times have you guys sacked yourself?
Plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah?
You learn how to fall pretty good in gymnastics.
So the three of you are brothers?
Yes.
Who is the best? Who's the best out of you guys?
Probably the oldest one.
Ah. Wow.
So yeah.
Didn't think they'd even say that, wow.
Yeah. No, I know. We actually have to readjust the lens because I think your head got a little bigger. That's okay. The Tyndall brothers, thank you guys so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. I'm Daniel Stevens for Canada Games TV today. All right, let's get out of here. Good stuff. Yeah. Hey. Oh God, this is good.
Now let's hear it for the Prince George Cougars junior hockey team. Our reporter Eric Yip got a little chit chat with them.
These seats are almost 20 years old, but it's what's under them that's brand new.
This room had an extensive renovation, upgrading after the new ownership of the Prince George Cougars bought the team last April. We've completely redone it. The room we're in right now is where the players' stalls are, and this is all brand new in this room.
During the Canada Winter Games, each province's dressing room will be in different parts of the CN Centre, but the remodeled room will be exclusive to Team BC. Pocock says when the room was being designed, renovations were made with the games in mind.
We actually had a whole different concept in place as how we were going to do this, and we changed that all around so that we could accommodate what Winter Games were going to do with the room.
Although the stadium won't be filled with Cougars fans till Saturday night, the team says it's great to do something for young athletes.
Well, I mean, you're part of the community, and anything we can do to help out, you know, it's a minor inconvenience for us. We don't have any games till Saturday. We'll have it back for then, obviously, and so doing our part to help out, and that's great.
As part of the Cougars' initiative to give back to communities during the Canada Winter Games, the team is holding hockey workshops in Quesnel, 100 Mile House, and Williams Lake before playing their next game in Seattle Friday night. Eric Yep, Canada Games TV today.
Don't we all love free stuff? Well, you should come to Prince George, because during the games, public transportation is free for everyone. And our reporter, Ahmad Agahi, got to meet with the students who made that project possible.
Here in Prince George, the doors
you guys, come on in.
are wide open for you to take the bus. And thanks to a group of hard-working UNBC students who, by fundraising, have paved the way for free transit during the Winter Games.
It was a little slow to start with, but once we got a few sponsors locked in, people started hearing about it more and went, hey, I want to be a part of this too. Like, let me give you some sponsorship money. We want to help.
Despite a full course load, Erin Beddoes and 4 of her classmates managed to find time every day to collect donations, enough to pay for everyone's bus fare.
We're hoping it will have long-term benefits. Environmental benefits are huge, there's social benefits, there's even economic benefits to it. So getting more people involved in the bus system during the games will hopefully promote more people to ride it afterwards.
And so far, people in Prince George have had nothing but good things to say.
Well, it was great of them to do that. Like, very good idea. And the atmosphere around town and down here close to the village is just really catching.
Makes life easy, for sure, you know, I mean, because now I'm a little bit low on money, I'm not working right now, so it does definitely make a huge difference.
Awesome that the municipality was able to do that. The people coming here, we're coming from out of town volunteering, be able to get on the bus for free, that's great.
I think it shows initiative with the young people of today to take that and move that forward and make it happen, right?
It's just amazing for the whole city. This means that for one time in this beautiful little city, everybody can move around regardless of where they're going or what they're doing. And it brings everybody together, brings them all downtown, we hope. Yeah. So I think it's the best idea ever, and thank you very much.
But one of my roommates texted me the other morning and said, I think free transit is working, the bus is so full.
It took about $37,000 to make this happen, the same amount that Prince George Transit would have made during the games. The money was donated by local businesses, another example of just how united this community really is. Ahmad Agahi for Canada Games TV today.
Now let's go for a short break. When we return, Zach Singer finds out what makes Prince George so special.
I chose BCIT because I know that all the programs are very hands-on. We have our own radio station, like it's one of the best programs that I've ever heard of.
I am starting a job on Monday, so confidence is high.
Honestly, I didn't think it was going to be this fun.
Well, it's been another amazing day at the Canada Winter Games. We're almost done week 1, and now we're back down here at Canada Games Plaza.
Absolutely, but we have a few more exciting events coming up to wrap up the week. We've got men's curling,
biathlon, and both women and men's hockey.
And speaking of women's hockey, we have a fantastic story coming tomorrow from our reporter Austin Good, and it tells the story of an athlete on the Nova Scotia women's hockey team who actually had open heart surgery earlier this year, and now she's here competing at the games.
Yeah, pretty amazing story. And if you want to check us out online, be sure to connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And when you're heading out to events, use the hashtag CGTV today. Remember, our latest episode of the show airs every day at 5 p.m.
The weather may be splendid here in Prince George, but there may be one little downside, and it's for speed skating. They had to move to Fort St. John. And here's a little taste of what's happening up there.
As of this morning, we've had to suspend competition on the Prince George Outdoor Ice Oval.
It's a cold white blanket over the community of Fort St. John as the Canada Games Council approved to move the long track speed skating event to the city. And the anticipation has the community energized.
We are the energetic city. When we got notification, we immediately kicked into gear, and it's wonderful. We've already had some of our residents inquiring as to whether or not the families or friends of the athletes need billeting, what can they do to help.
The event has been moved inside to the Pomeroy Sports Center, and the preparations began before the games commenced.
The community is ready for this. The staff of the city and the volunteers through the Elk Speed Skating Club, we're ready for this as a contingency, and so everyone is pretty excited that it is in fact coming here, and so the energy is high, and we're ready to present the speed skating.
Many athletes would have liked to stay in Prince George, being surrounded by the experience of the games, but are still happy to compete.
Well, I think everyone was a little bit bummed that they didn't get to stay at the games with all the other athletes and stuff, but I think we're pretty excited that we have a backup and we're still able to race.
The 63 athletes involved in the event will look to have a strong finish in Fort St. John. Tyson Fedor for Canada Games TV today.
Well, I'm down here at the Canada Games Plaza, and I've met a whole bunch of different locals who are really proud to have their city host the games. So let's find out from them just how great Prince George really is.
I like how it's a small, convenient town. You know, it's just a 9-10 minute commute to wherever you want to go.
You can go outside and explore, or like, for example, in the ancient forest, it's really cool in there. You can see the biggest trees in BC, I think.
Probably the singing of the birds.
So what makes Prince George such a great place to be?
I really like how it's got a little bit of everything, you know, and it's, you know, it's still growing, and it doesn't have too many people.
It's got a beautiful downtown. It's got a lot of shops, street performers.
Unfortunately, I'm hoping that we get some snow here, though. It looks like you know, this is like we're going to get an early spring.
Do you like it in Prince George? I think he does.
I've lived in Prince George for 64 years, and this is something really, really amazing.
Just feels really exciting to see everybody around and all celebrating Winter Games.
This is a hugely friendly city. People will do anything for you, and I think that's the real gem of our city is the people.
Well, it sounds like there's a lot of amazing things about Prince George, but I think most of all, the locals are really proud to have their city showcased at this year's games. I'm Zach Singer for Canada Games TV today. Interact with us online through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and be sure to hashtag all your Canada Games posts with hashtag CGTV today. Canada Games TV today airs weekdays at 5 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. at canadagamestv.ca.
So that's it for today's edition of Canada Games TV Today. Don't forget to tune in to canadagamestv.ca for live event coverage during the games. I'm Philippe Baudry. See you tomorrow.
Via Sport Productions is really a way for us to spread out the reach of amateur sport within BC and the world.
We have an opportunity to live stream, we can cover events, all ages and stages of life. For the first time, we can bring amateur sport to our community and to our province and to our country.
Via Sport is the organization tasked with making sure all the different moving parts in the sport system are aligned so as to deliver the best possible sport and fitness product for every citizen in every corner of the province.
Via Sport is about growing sport and physical activity throughout the province of British Columbia. At the end of the day, we want more people playing more sport for a longer time in more places.